If you think your privacy is safe, you haven't been reading the fine print. The Supreme Court just turned mandatory age verification into the new law of the land, and the fine print is a privacy nightmare. Look at the abstract right here. It says, in response to growing concerns about the harms to children online, especially regarding access to online pornography, a new wave of regulatory action has swept across the United States. To date, 25 states have implemented laws aimed at restricting minors' access to such content by requiring websites to implement reasonable age verification. It sounds noble, right? But the text goes on to explain. In June 2025, the Supreme Court's decision in Free Speech Coalition Paxton upheld the constitutionality of Texas HB 1181, one of the most constitutionally vulnerable of these age verification laws, and found that it was subject to and passed the standard of intermediate scrutiny, with a need to adequately tailor age verification regulations. Essentially, the court just gave the green light to state-level surveillance regimes. Why does this matter? Because intermediate scrutiny is the new legal weapon to bypass your rights. Now, let's look at why this is so historically messed up. The screenshot clearly states, the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution protects individuals from government restrictions on expression, and courts establish 3 levels of scrutiny, i.e. strict scrutiny, intermediate scrutiny, and rational basis review, when reviewing laws that limit protected speech. In Reno, the court struck down provisions restricting knowing transmission of indecent or patently offensive online speech to minors, holding that they imposed unconstitutional burdens on free expression for adults and failed in passing strict scrutiny. See the pattern? We went from strict scrutiny, protecting your right to speak without being ID'd, to this watered-down intermediate scrutiny that basically lets the state peek at your digital passport every time you want to browse the web. It's like turning the internet into a gated community where the security guard demands your social security number just to let you check the mail. This is the part that should make your blood boil. The ruling says current U.S. states lean heavily on ID-based verification, with 16 states explicitly requiring age verification through submission of government-issued identification, compelling disclosure of sensitive personal information that heightens risks of surveillance, data breaches, and chilling effects on lawful adult expression. Let's be real for a second. This is absurd. We're talking about massive centralized databases of government IDs being held by third-party vendors who can barely keep their own servers running. We are literally begging for a data breach of epic proportions. How are we okay with this? It's a trade-off that prioritizes customer convenience and vendor burdens over our fundamental right to exist anonymously online. So, I want to hear from you. Do you think we can actually create an adequately tailored age check that doesn't involve uploading our physical ID to a sketchy database? Or are we just watching the death of the open internet in real time? Sound off in the comments. I'll be reading the replies.